let's have a look at this chassis rail. Now, I was having a lot of trouble last week with the microphone. Let's hope it's better today. I think it's the problem is the phone socket mucking about. I think all the iron filings here are causing me problems. That quite often has trouble with charging. So bear with me. But here it is. So here's the chassis rail. And there's still work to do on it. I've got all the internal structures to do on it, which is where the captive nuts go up in and things like that. I'm waiting on a stock to turn up for that. Somehow the courier seems to be having trouble getting to us. I don't understand why. There we go. Let's not get into all that. So I've just trial fitted it here together so you get a sense of what it looks like and how it's going to work. So this is off the original chassis rail. We'll reuse that. That goes on there, something like that. Carries the brake pipes, brake hoses and pipes, and so on. So we can reuse that. I've got Gary to clean it up with the blaster, so that's all nice and clean. This bit I previously made, this is the strengthener part that goes up into, well, this carries the lower wishbone. It's not actually a wishbone, but anyway, it carries the lower arm. And this goes into sort of shock and spring tower to reinforce it all. Here's your steering idler. See our nice FIAT bolts, all replated, ready to go. Well, these have strengtheners in here, but you remember this is where the tongue goes of the chassis rail on the car, as it were, the bit that's attached to the car, which is effectively that chassis rail there. You see the end of that, where it goes all the way to this rear floor pan, which I made that floor pan, and it goes all the way through there via the outriggers up to the front, to that front tongue. But anyway, that's that. So this is all in 1.5, which I was waiting for it to turn up, wasn't I? Now you can see this is a slightly shallow fold, not a very sharp one. Well, luckily my folder, you can adjust it to do this stuff. You can drop the lower bed down, which gives you these nice little radiuses, because it doesn't want to be sharp like these and that one. But that's how it is. So, you know, replicate that. I had to split it and weld it here. Well, obviously that's going to have to happen. And here it has a sort of valley bit in there, which I've had to, again, split it and weld it. But that's to do with how this lot fits and how it goes. I've got some original FIAT bolts here to go in. You know, I'm probably going to use these ones. These are out of stock because they have these sort of pointy ends on them. But they're a touch shorter than the originals, but you know, only like 2 mil, so I think it won't matter. Because all this has to take shims. You have to be able to shim this, which is how you can adjust the camber angle. So where the wheel tucks in at the top or tucks out at the top, depending on, you know, negative or positive camber. So I'll have a walk around it, see what we got. So there we are. This would be on the inside of the engine bay side, wouldn't it? And I've just put all these pressings into it as it should have. Now this should be more lining up with that, and it's not at the minute, but that's probably because I've got to do a bit of tweaking here. But that, looking at that on the other car, that's a bit shallower on the other side of the car. So I'll probably need to just file that out a bit. You can see our FIAT bolts. Obviously you wouldn't see this bit, this area be on the inner wing here. That's original. I've cut that off. Again, Gary cleaned it all up, but I might have to put a lower piece in it because it's a bit peppered, but we'll see about that. That's the sort of job for next week, isn't it? But yeah, that's looking good. I'm quite pleased with that. So that's the tongue, that's where it's got to go in, so that's got to go into it. And there's your bolt holes there and there, where it goes, where that steering idler bolts on, which also helps us locate it when we're fitting it. But you can see it's, you know, there's not a lot of this left, is there? So I'm going to have to make this. This has the reinforcings go in there, which is these. That piece, that's the lower reinforcement. That's got to go in, you know, as I do that. And then this one has a reinforcing there, which is our original chassis rail, which is that bit, goes in there. So I'll cut that out and reuse it. There it is, you see. So I'll reuse that. But as I say, all this inner stuff's got to go in it. So this is where the crossmember bolts up. You know, I've got to make that plate up and make the captive bolts up. That's what's left of the tongue. Whereas so I'll replace all that. You saw last week I'd already started making these up, but I was waiting on the stock to turn up so I can make the captive nuts. Well, that's the stock I'm waiting on, which is a bit annoying. So there's our chassis rails, that's it. There's what's left of the very front of the chassis rail, all the stuff that was inside that tie rod mount, this is the tie rod mount. And these have got to be at an angle. You see, this is all to do with your caster angle. So trying to get this in the right place. Now, I don't think it was in the right place, what they'd done with it before. But on the inside, I think they'd messed it up a bit, because this didn't seem to line up. It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense what they'd done with it before. But, it's only a few mil out. And then I've got the top wishbone, just for trial fitting purposes, because, that enables me to see how it's all going to fit together and double check things before anything gets welded in. So obviously there's work to do in here. That's where the spring mounts up in here, there. And then the shock comes down through there and then mounts onto the top wishbone. And they say lower arm comes out of here. And then your tie bar goes up here. And that tie bar, you can pull that. That can lengthen or shorten. And that helps adjust your caster angle. So yeah, so that's all those pressings that I did on there. You see, that's all that lot. All those pressings, well, they mirror those, you see. See them all? So that's all that lot. And you can see where the FIAT bolts are welded in. And yeah, so I've replicated that. Probably need a bit of finesse as we go. But you can see I've let a whole piece into that lot, which I'm going to have to do on this side as well, something similar. So there's a fair bit to do. Let's have a quick look inside the engine bay, see if we can climb up here and have a look. There you can see, so I replaced all that lot last year when I was working on it. You see, this is all new, this whole area is new through here, with all these pressings and things. This is how it all lines up. It's all quite strange the way it works. And obviously I've got to do the same this side. See? Yeah, so it's a fair bit to do on here. And then front cross member, well, where it sort of joins on, it's a bit nasty in there. And so I previously made one of those. So what I thought was we'd perhaps fit it, seeing as I've made it. So I was making a couple up anyway last year. So I thought, well, make one for this in case we need it. Well, I reckon we will have it. So there's a front cross member. That's your sort of wiring tangs. Now this jacking point, sometimes it's missing. Well, we've got it, so we'll reuse that. Obviously put that back on. But yeah, you can see in here it's all sort of peppered through there. It's sort of added really. So I think we'll put that in. We need to run it. You obviously got to put the bumper iron mounts on it. And then that takes the vacuum tank for the brakes. So that'd have to be cut off and reused. But I think that's probably the best way of doing it. I mean, I could just let a piece in. But it's nasty anyway, so we'll see. I reckon I'll use it. I've got it anyway. That would make sense, wouldn't it? So that's not too bad, is it? That's pretty good. So let's have a little once round that. And we're talking about how it sort of flares out, weren't we? How it curves when we're looking down inside the engine bay. And that's what I've been working on to get that shape. There's been a lot of mucking about going on this week, trying to get all this lot to sit right and line up with how it should. And I've even reworked some of my patterns whilst I'm at it, because I do have patterns for some of this stuff. And so I reworked them a bit. You can see there, look, you see how it sort of changes direction. So this is just this lower part you're looking at now is just my pattern for how it's going to fit. Oh dear, I work one-handed. Right, let's see if we can do that. Get some perspective on it. There you go. Look, now we can see it. So that's how it sort of works, isn't it? Allows it to flare out, which is what we're talking about. So if you look at those bolt holes, they should be in line. Those should be parallel to the centre line of the car, if you see what I mean. Now those two there, and then the lining up pin where you put the front cross member in, which carries the engine and as I say with the front suspension. Then that one carries your anti-roll bar link, well the bush that goes onto there, and then that's your that very top one there is the tie bar. So if you can see they're in the line, aren't they? They're the ones in the plane. Let's grab a ruler to illustrate that fact. Oh, I don't need a ruler, this will do, won't it? That's a straight edge, that's straight enough for what we need to do. Just to sort of show how it lines up, show so if we were to hold that in front of it like that, see, so that should be parallel there, you see. And you see, so it's in a different plane to the actual chassis rail, isn't it? You can see what, yeah, so they'd line up the centre line of the car. So that's it. New chassis rail. So it's not that difficult to make, but I had nothing to really go by. You know, the original's so shot that there's nothing I can really work with there, and that was the trouble, and where it had been got at. And as I say, you know, we've got to get this to line up. This has all got to line up. So there's a lot going on here. Very awkward piece. And so that was where they repaired it before, wasn't it? So you can see, look, there's virtually nothing there to work with. And that was the trouble. And even that one, I mean, this wasn't so bad. This gave me some reference. But obviously you've got to work out how it all sort of, you know, changes direction halfway along it and so on to enable it to kick out towards the front. And it's thicker here than it is here, which is all a bit weird, you know, but that's to allow this bit to go in, that tongue to go in there. So there we are. And we've got some, you know, bit of peppering on the other side to do, haven't we, later on? But anyway, that'll come later. But that's not too bad, is it? I'm quite pleased with that. Nice piece. And of course the trouble with this is you can't buy anything. You know, a lot of cars you could just buy a chassis rail, couldn't you? And you know, all you've got to do is make sure it lines up and fits, whereas this I've got to physically make it. So things like this, you know, cardboard patterns and templates and stuff, and then finessing it even further, because you know that's you only do so much with that. So that there's you know, pile of bits here. So most of that underneath this, like obviously that's an original tub. I've got to repair that. But all this other stuff is all the other panels I'd already made. Well, there's a video about that, about all the panels I've made. You can have a look at that if you want to sort of get up to speed and see what's been done. There's plenty of that. But yeah, it's going to take a little while to fit them. But you know, as I say, the real time is in making things. But it ain't no good if it doesn't line up, is it? There's plenty to do on this, isn't there? Anyway, Easter weekend, so I think I'm going to sign off, say happy Easter, and we'll get back to it next week, won't we? See what we can do. See what we can do.